We heard this last night from
Please.
both former President Obama and Michelle Obama as well. This urging not just to get on the bandwagon and support the vice president in her campaign, but also to do the work that's going to be necessary to make sure that she wins in November. So this has been a through line over the course of this convention. I suspect we're going to hear more of it tonight when we hear from Vice President Harris's running mate and from former President Clinton as well. That yes, time is short. We're only talking about a couple of months here until the election itself, but it's going to take a lot of work to turn out those votes. And you see that in where the vice president was campaigning yesterday.
Yep.
As the convention continued, she was in Wisconsin. Of course, that is something that is seared in the memory of many Democrats. They took a lot of flack back in 2016 because Hillary Clinton, and the former first lady, didn't go to Wisconsin. So making a point of getting to that state and to others like it over the course of this campaign, Tom.
Hey, David, boy, the sense of momentum over the last 3 to 4 weeks since President Biden kind of stepped down in terms of the campaign has just been extraordinary. If you're the Democrats in Chicago, where do you go from here? Do you just try to build on this momentum?
You see Vice President Harris really campaigning hard, really hitting the campaign trail hard, and it's not difficult to see the contrast between the way that she's approaching the campaign and the way that President Biden was when he was the presumptive nominee. So again, picking up on that, I was just saying about sort of the need for there to be momentum and doing the work to get people to the polls. It seems the Democrats are really hammering down on staying on the campaign trail, traveling as much as possible, trying to maintain that momentum. And, you know, a convention is a convention. It can be a snoozer. They're trying not to make this one, although I have had to stay up late both of these nights later than I thought that I would, but trying to capitalize on that momentum and translate it into energy that's going to consistently last until November when the election takes place.
David Gura, Dave Wasserman with a classic yesterday for the Cook Political Report, really slicing and dicing low engagement voters. How does Trump get low engagement MAGA? How does Harris get low engagement House of the Democratic Party, blacks, Latinos, everybody else?
It was a great piece by Dave. So let me start with the former president. He's really trying to focus on the issues of crime and immigration. He's hoping that those are going to be salient with those voters who might be inclined to sit on the sidelines. But he's really counting on that kind of riled up base to get to the polls in November. You look at what the messaging has been here over the course of this convention in the last couple of weeks of this campaign on the Democratic side. They're really trying to appeal to more than just a narrow base of Democrats. I think without any exception, each of the speakers at the DNC has tipped his or her hat to or made an overture to independent voters and Republican voters as well. We heard from Stephanie Grisham, who was in the Trump administration yesterday. We've heard from Republicans the Harris campaign has tried to bring in, including a mayor from Arizona who's thrown his support behind Kamala Harris's campaign. So really trying to present Kamala Harris as somebody who would be a president for all Americans and kind of hitting on, of course, what is historically and really the case in this country. The president doesn't just represent a party or a coalition of people. It's the entire country. That's the message they're trying to hit over the course of the week in Chicago.